Hi, everyone, and welcome back. We just saw you a minute ago. We are going to be doing two cooking demonstrations. First, we're going to start with Chef CTC Chef Lupita, and she has created an amazing traditional Mexican dish. This was all pre-recorded, both of our cooking demonstrations, because both of their kitchens are very, very loud at this time. So we're going to go ahead and roll the videos. So enjoy.
Hi guys, this is Cindy Oser from the CTC Library, and we are doing a great Hispanic Heritage series, and we have some exciting cooking demonstrations for you. Today I'm with Chef Lupita, CTC Culinary Arts Director, and she is going to be doing an amazing and savory dish for us. We are so excited. And so we hope that you guys will enjoy this demonstration and stick with us for the entire 2 weeks. We have a lot of great stuff planned. So we're going to let Chef Lupita take it away.
Hello, my name is Guadalupe Blum de Saldivar. Usually they call me Chef Lupita. I am the coordinator of the hospitality department. Today we're going to do birria. What is birria? Practically is goat meat stewed, and it's very popular on Mexico, more likely on Jalisco, which is the origin from. And birria became popular in the United States, starting in LA, because they started doing something called quesabirrias. Practically was a quesadilla with cheese, and they will do like the meat and use it as a tool with your stew for eat it on the street. Then practically that's what we will do today. We will start with our meat. I just want to clarify something. We're going to be using beef and goat meat. Goat, usually you have to buy it like ahead of time, and you need to look on your farmer's market more likely. At the store, it's difficult to find it. That's the reason why we're going to use beef and goat meat. They can make birria from chicken. They can make birria from pork. The traditional one, how I say before, is goat. Then we are going to grab our meat. We're going to cut it on some chunks. And after it's on these chunks, we're going to put it on a container back to it, and we're going to leave it there for a moment. After this, we are going to put some salt and peppers to season the meat. Be generous with your salt. We're going to put it on the side, and we're going to start prepping our adobo. What is adobo? Practically is the sauce that we're going to put on the meat. That way we can marinate it. It's better when we marinate our meat for at least 3 hours, but will be much better if we marinate it for 8 hours. You guys will ask yourselves how this dish is street food and takes so long. usually on Mexico, the majority of the dishes, they take some time to do it. They are like easy ingredients, but they have like a long times for prepping. Then practically, you grab your 2 chiles. These ones are guajillo chiles. You can find it on your store, on your local stores with no problem. And For a pound of meat is usually like about 5 ounces of guajillo chiles and 2 ounces of ancho chiles. If you want it to be spicy, you can put like a dry chiles, like they're like the spicy ones, like the Thai chiles, and you can grab that ones and put it on the stew as well for make it more spicy. These chiles, you will put it on a small little pot. You will finish to do all your chiles, your chile ancho as well. I don't like to cut my chiles because I am wasting more product. Usually I tend to use my whole chile, like I try to rip it and pull the seeds out. That's usually what I do. When you finish to do all your chiles, you grab it and you are going to put some water until it covers all of them. You will put your tomatoes. For a pound of meat, you usually use like about 4 to 5 tomatoes. You put your tomatoes and you will put your spices. Usually I like to put in here a little bit of oregano, just a little bit, not too much. Like let's go say like a pinch. And vinegar. Here we don't have pineapple vinegar. It's just like a clear distilled vinegar. You guys are going to put like about a half a cup. You guys will put it to cook until it boils. We do that for soften the chiles, and that way we can blend it later on. On the end, you guys are going to get, when you blend it, you are going to get a paste like this. This paste constitutes of the chiles, the tomatoes, onions, and the rest of your dry ingredients, which will be cloves, marjoram, thyme, and oregano. We have some ginger, which ginger is better not putting it on the blender, just chop it up, as well garlic. You just have to chop it up, the garlic, and practically that's the best thing to do. Let me grab another knife. Then practically you grab your ginger, try to do it the more fine you can do it. I try to keep my boards separate. That way I don't have like a cross-contamination with the blood of the meat and my vegetables. Yes, I know they're going to go and cook together and I don't going to have the risk, but at the same time, I don't want to for some reason get some kind of the contamination on it. After you guys do that, you grab your meat, put it on top. You do the same with your garlic. And you guys put the adobo on it. And this will get like a marination for at least, how I say, for at least 3 hours. And you guys will put it to cook. How you guys will put it to cook? Practically, traditionally was cooked on brick ovens or stone ovens. You will make like a fire and you kind of steam it. Then you will make a bed of leaves on the bottom. And later you will put your meat with all the seasonings and adobo. And if you can find maguey, that will be perfect because that is what gives the flavor to the birria. Maguey is some kind of aloe, and you guys can put it uh, inside your pot and put your meat in there. Here, because how I say, this plate requires with time for you can find the products that you guys are going to need. Uh, Practically, if you guys find it, you guys can put it on top of your top and will be ready. If you guys cannot find it, you guys can use banana leaves. Just be careful on putting too much banana leaves because banana leaves are sweet. Then are going to give you a sweetness on the plate. Then you don't want that. You want more like a savory and more the chili presence more than the sweetness of the banana leaves. Then usually what I do is I put like a couple of banana leaves and later I put like one aloe, or if I found maguey, I put maguey on top, seal it perfectly, grab a lid, put it on top, and put it on the stove for at least on 3 hours. This plate, the specialty of this plate is that you need to have it cook it slow, like low and slow. Your stove has to be like on really low settings. You let it cook for 3 to 5 hours, all depending how much meat do you have. After that, you will pull it out from the stove. I have one ready here for you guys can see it. Then practically, when you are done, you will have something like this. If you guys can see it, let me put this on the trash. You guys can see it. I have my maguey in here, piece of it, and I have my product like this. I have a small little bone in here for give flavor. But you guys can see how the meat is like a really tender, and it's like a almost like a pulling apart. You guys can see it. This is like a practically the meat when it's already done, and all these juices will be on the bottom of the pot because that's where practically the meat gets like some kind of roasted on top, and all the juices on the bottom. These juices, you guys are going to use it as well for eating. Then this stew is really good when you eat it like with tacos. I have some tortillas in here. On the meantime that we're doing that, I will show you how will look the chiles before doing your adobo. This practically, you will see the tomatoes are cooked, the chiles are hydrated, and this will be more easy when you guys put it on the blender for do your adobo. Okay. Practically, here will be a taco. You guys can put some onions on top, cilantro, some limes if you want to, and practically this taco is ready. Usually people likes to put a little bit of the stew on top. Personally, I like it more like this, and on the side, I like to put like a little bit of the stew. That way you can like practically eat it. Practically you eat it with like your stew, and your taco. And that's it. For why you can use birria, you can use it on tacos, you can eat it as a stuffing for another Mexican dishes like hard tacos, you can eat it on empanadas, so quesadillas, like you can eat it on a stew, like the meat on the stew, not necessarily on the taco. Then how you guys see is very versatile. What you guys do, what you guys can do at home is practically put all your meat, all the process that we did today, but instead of putting it on a pot, put it on a slow cooker, crack it on, leave it in there, and when you come back from school or from work, voila, your meat is done.
Chef Lupita, I noticed that you put a little bit of this, you put a little bit of that, and that's how Cajuns cook. So was this a family recipe, or have you picked this up? Do you have an actual recipe that people can follow?
Okay, I picked this up, but this is an actual recipe. Like I said before, for 1 pound of meat is like about 2 to 3 ounces of guajillo chiles. It's like about 1.5 of ancho chiles. Later you will use like about 3 to 2 cloves of garlic, 1 tablespoon of marjoram, 1 teaspoon of thyme, and 1.5 tablespoons of oregano. For the onions, you will use like one onion, a complete onion, and I think I am not missing. Oh, cloves. You guys will be using 2 cloves. It's better to use everything like a dry. They will give you a best flavor. But some people, what they do for bring the flavors more smokiness is like they practically toast everything, exception of the chilies. Yes.
Hey, thank you. I have to ask. In my culture, it's 3 hours of standing and stirring or whatever. Um, should our viewers be expected to be standing in the kitchen for a very long time from beginning to end? Like, about how long would it actually take without the slow cooker?
Oh, without the slow cooker, it's going to take like about 5 hours to do it. Now, you guys don't have to be standing up here trying to stir it, trying to move it. Uh, the main thing of this dish is that practically you do everything on the beginning, do your adobo, you marinate your meat, put it inside the pot, and cover it really good, seal it, and let it cook for at least 5 hours without opening the pot. When you open the pot is for check your temp, and how you're going to know it's ready is because it's going to mark 200 Fahrenheit. Then that is when it's going to look it's ready. And it's going to be very, very easy. If you guys don't have a thermometer, you just grab the meat, and if you see pull apart, it's because you guys are ready to go.
Okay,
Yes.
great, great. I have to know, how long have you been cooking? You seem to be really great at this. So,
Okay, practically, since I will say since I was a teenager, my grandmother had a restaurant and a catering business, and I will be with her most of the time. And the way for teaching us was like chop this, chop that, and we will be sitting with her checking how she was cooking. Then when we will came to an age and we will ask that we want to cook, she will say, okay, you ready? See it how I do it, and I am coming back. Then that's the way that we learned on that time. But professionally, I will say like about 12 years, 10 to 12 years, I will say that. I have my own restaurant in Mexico. I came to United States and practically work on different kinds of restaurants, from fast food to mom and pops restaurants. Then I have been like a little bit of everything.
that's great.
Yes.
Well, you have a big smile on your face, which tells me you absolutely love what you're doing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, believe me, if you want a happy a happy career, you definitely need to come into this department because every time I pass here, everybody's got big smiles on their face and they're doing what they love. So,
Exactly. You say the right thing. We do what we love the most. And what the best thing that for love to enter for the stomach.
I agree. I agree, definitely.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
taking the time to demonstrate. I know it took you a long time for preparation. This table looks beautiful and all set and ready to go. So we just truly are grateful that you are here at CTC with us, teaching our students, and that they're going to be learning a lot from you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. I really appreciate the invitation and how you say, welcome to Central Texas College and happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
yes, yes. And everybody, don't forget that we have lots more. We have another cooking demonstration. We also have lots more Hispanic heritage events, speakers, wonderful speakers that we have lined up for you guys. So I hope you stick with us for the next 2 weeks and enjoy the heritage, Hispanic
Yes.
heritage. So thank you so much, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, we are back, and thank you, Chef Lupita. We had one question. Um, can we get the actual written recipe? I will talk to Chef Lupita about it and see if we can get that written down. Were there any other questions, Lee, before we go ahead and share our next cooking demonstration?
No, I don't see any.
Okay. All right. So we are now ready for Cynthia Goodwin and Great Western Catering. She made tacos. So let's get that started. Well, hang on. Okay. Now I'm ready to get started. All right, hi guys, and welcome to one more of our cooking demonstrations during Hispanic Heritage Week. We are so excited to have you guys here, and we have Cynthia Goodwin, who is the owner of the Great Western Catering Company. So, welcome, welcome. You're going to be teaching us some really awesome taco recipes. So, I'm going to go ahead and let you get started.
Thank you. And I'm the catering manager for Great Western Dining on the campus at the cafe. And we love to see you all come in. And we always do a Taco Tuesday event because we love tacos and it's my favorite food. So today I'm going to be teaching you how I do shrimp tacos, chicken tacos, and then a beef and chorizo tacos. But first, before we do that, you've got to have your Pico De Gallo. So in my pan over here, I am charring up a jalapeno, getting some nice char on it. And while that's working, what I'm going to be doing is dicing up some tomatoes, onions, some cilantro, and I hope you love cilantro because people have either one or two ways to go with cilantro. Either you love it or you think it tastes like soap. So I don't think it tastes like soap. So we're going to chop up some cilantro first. I'm going to rinse it off here. And we're just going to do a rough chop of the cilantro. And when you're doing a rough chop, it's always nice to keep your fingers up away from the edge of your knife, and you use the tip of your knife as a pivot, and you just kind of run it back and forth. Okay. So you've got that all nice and chopped. We're going to put it in our bowl. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some onions. And the way I chop an onion is I always leave the root on, cut it in half. And then I'm going to take the top, the opposite side, the pointy side, peel back the skin, And we're going to make some vertical cuts down the onion all the way down to the root. The root helps it hold it together. So when you're chopping and dicing onions, it doesn't go all over the place. Clean up my board here a little bit. And then I'm going to make some horizontal slices, just almost all the way through. Again, you don't want to cut the root because you want your onions to stay together. So when you now dice, you cut now across. And you have all this lovely, evenly cut pieces of onion. Kind of fun doing it that way. And if you want your onions even a little bit smaller, you can do a rough chop of those too, which I kind of do. And that is going into our bowl. And we're going to do the same thing with the tomatoes. We're going to rinse them off real quick there. And I'm basically going to be doing the same thing with the tomatoes. Taking it all the way down to the end. And then chop. And a little extra rough cut. All this goodness goes into the bowl. And once again. Just a little bit of a mix to see how we're going. Do another tomato. I usually do 2 or 3 tomatoes when I'm making Pico De Gallo for just my husband and I. It never lasts very long around the house. We go through it very quickly. Did you know that the word taco was did not become part of our vocabulary until the early 1900s? It was like 1902 or something like that. And tacos were actually considered street food. They were considered poor people's food. Not anymore. That's looking pretty good. And we've got some nice char going on this jalapeno. So while that's going, still blistering up there, I'm going to take some lemon juice, add it to some fresh ground salt. Pepper.
Hey, Cynthia, can you move it just a little to the right so we can see what you're putting in the bowl? There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. No, you're good right here so we can see. Thank you.
You're welcome. So then we got some fresh ground pepper and a little bit of garlic. While this is going on, I'm going to heat up some pans here. I love to cook in exclusively cast iron frying pans. They it just really holds their heat, and they just do an amazing job of lasting. They'll last for generations. Now, if you like spicy, then leave your ribs and seeds. If you just like the taste of the jalapeno, take out your ribs and seeds. I do 1 and 1. So I've got this one over here blistering. So I'm going to take out the seeds and the ribs on this one. And you're just going to cut it in half, just with your knife. Just very carefully scrape all of this out. Because it can get really hot with all those seeds. What I'm doing is cutting them into strips and then, of course, chopping it. These are very fragrant as well. I'm going to wash my hands really quick. You definitely don't want to touch your face after you have just chopped up some jalapenos because it will burn. We're getting some really pretty blistering on that, so it's going to add some amazing flavor to the Pico De Gallo. So while that's not finishing, I'm going to do is grab out some chorizo and some hamburger meat. So the first taco that I'm going to be making today is going to be a ground beef taco with chorizo. It's the way my mother used to make them growing up. And the one beautiful thing about making tacos is that there's no one set recipe. You just go to your flavor, whichever, if you like it mild or spicy, if you like chicken, if you like fish, if you like pork, they're all just fabulous different ways. This skillet over here, well, you can hear that sizzle. I'm putting in some chorizo. And then we're going to do some ground beef at the same time. Clean my. So when I make the ground beef tacos, I like to do like 1 pound of ground beef to like a third of a pound of the chorizo. It makes it, it just gives it a really nice flavor. I like the flavoring of chorizo. So my jalapeno is done. It's done blistering. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap it up in a paper towel for just a few minutes. And what that will do, it allows it to sweat a little bit, and you'll be able to peel off the char and then chop that up. And then we'll put that in the Pico De Gallo, and that'll be done. So the next one I'm going to get going right here, taco, is my chicken taco. And I like to use it on a panini pan so you get those nice little beautiful grill marks. You're doing it on the stove. That is very hot. So in there, in this bag, I have taken 2 chicken breasts. I have sliced them thin. I have added onions, peppers, and some lemon juice, and some just basic taco seasoning. And this is kind of like a chicken fajita taco. And I'm not putting any grease or any oil into this pan. Wish we had television. On my back pan over here, I'm going to take some shrimp. So I've got some shrimp here, peeled and deveined and shelled, deveined and peeled, no tails. And I buy it's like 30 to 35 shrimp per pound. So they're nice size, not too small, not too big, very enjoyable. And what I've done with these is I've just marinated them in the dry rub of the cumin, garlic, salt, pepper, a little paprika. And then we're going to get them onto the fry pan. And once it gets going, we're going to hit them with a little bit of lemon juice. We just kind of have everything spread out a little bit. Take this sauce up real quick. So with the hamburger meat, what we want to do is we want to cook it until you no longer see any pink. Once we get that going. And when you're cooking with shrimp, you want to make sure they're opaque, they're white and clear and not translucent like this. So those take just a few moments to get going. And the beautiful thing about tacos is that there's really truly no one particular recipe to do them. Tacos were actually started, came to the United States back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and it was introduced by immigrants, and tacos were considered really exotic food, and nowadays everybody eats them. And if you look back at the history of the taco, you can find a form of taco in just about every region, every community. Like Lebanese have the gyros. The American Indians had a form of a taco, and the word taco actually was invented or created to sell them to Americans so they would understand what they were talking about. So it's kind of interesting to look for that. Let's see how this jalapeno is doing. Okay. So now we're going to peel off the burnt parts of the jalapeno that we charred. Put this on here. Goodness. Everything is just cooking beautifully over there. So once again, we're gonna split it in half. And we're gonna take out some of these because that looks like it'd be really hot with all those seeds. I'm just going to leave a few of them in. And once again, we're going to cut them in strips. And a little bit of pork chop. And into a Pico De Gallo. Isn't that beautiful? See, we're going to do a little taste test to make sure we've got enough seasonings. And it looks like just a tad bit more salt. And there we go. So there's our Pico De Gallo. And our chicken tacos are done. Our chicken fajita tacos are done. Let's check some. Perfect. So we're just going to add a little bit more. We're going to add some lemon juice to it. And we're just rolling the line. Sorry, across. Get some juice flowing. A little bit of lemon or lime juice always brightens up. So here we have our chicken fajita tacos. And I like flour tortillas for my chicken tacos. I don't know why, but I do. Corn is good, wheat is good, it's all good. So when I was looking at tacos, the corn tortilla was used when Cortez came and conquered the Aztecs. They used the corn was their main staple of food, and the corn tortillas represented life. The corn. So put a little chicken on there. Some Pico De Gallo. Gotta have your cheese. And a little bit of lettuce. And there we go. Our first taco is done. For a 10-second taco, is our shrimp taco. You can see that the shrimp is cooked. It's really white. It's no longer opaque. It's crispy. When you break it open, you see all that nice, beautiful white flesh. And this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to add just a little bit of lime juice to it, just to brighten it up a little bit. And this one I am going to use the corn tortilla because I do like the corn tortillas with the shrimp. And I'm just going to warm these up just a tad. I like to take a little, like my grease spray, and just put it over something hot like this pan. And it just takes a moment or two for it to heat up. And I always layer 2 of the corn tortillas together. It's a very lovely shrimp. And this is just the Pico De Gallo. Goes with my shrimp taco. So as you can see, all of the meat is been browned. There's some chorizo in it. It's all nice and crumbly. So at this point in time, I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning, some taco seasoning. Portion. And I'm going back to the flour tortillas. Some Pico De Gallo. Some cheese. And a little bit of lettuce to keep it all nice and. So there you have my taco trios. Beef, lovely, beautiful shrimp, gorgeous chicken. Simple and easy, and a great thing to do on Tuesdays. Hope you enjoy.
They all look amazing. In fact, I'm going to have to go get some tacos now after watching this. What was the seasoning that you used? Because you said taco seasoning, but in the very beginning when you were making your Pico de Gallo, what did you use?
On the Pico de Gallo, very simply is just salt, pepper, and garlic is the only
Oh,
thing
garlic.
I put in. It's the wonderful thing about the Pico de Gallo is that you can add other things to it and make it your own. I've just always added the salt and pepper and garlic to it, just to keep the just to know so you can just taste the vegetables on there and then the herbs.
What was your taco sauce that you were getting ready to show us?
So this is the taco seasoning that I use for my tacos. It's just there's a little the spice shop down in the Arboretum in Austin, and we were down there having dinner with some friends one day, and I walked past it and was just like, "Oh my gosh, I got to go inside this place." And their taco seasoning is amazing, so I like to get it from them. But you know, any taco seasoning that you prefer is good to use.
And
And if you don't have,
what type of cheese did you use?
I use a blend of cheddar, the cheddar cheese blend. I know a lot of times you can use the Monterey Jack. Um, Sometimes I'll do the pepper jack cheese, just if we want a little extra kick on something. I'll use pepper jack. The Monterey Jack is also really good. Um, the, Sometimes I'll do a creme fraiche on the tacos too. So you can just, it's like making a sandwich, but so much better because you can use any kind of topping or vegetables that you like. I even do a vegetarian taco where it's potato. It's a potato taco with cheese and garlic and nice seasonings and stuff into it. So those are good too.
Well, now, so we can get these amazing things at CTC's cafeteria, huh?
Yes, you know, if you go online and go onto under location and you go into dining and you our menus are posted every week. Bruce is nice enough to post them for us, and we do Taco Tuesday. So this past week we actually did the chicken. We did chicken and beef fajita tacos. So we're always trying to do something. So sometimes you might get we do taco salads too on Tuesdays or enchiladas and all kinds of wonderful, yummy Mexican food.
All right. So, guys, y'all here during Hispanic Heritage Month, there's lots of amazing food on in our cafeteria. And so, you know, our chef here is showing us how to do some at home, but we can actually go get them.
Yes, please
On
do.
campus. Yes.
We're open from 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. So
All
come
righty.
on.
Well, and then if anybody has any like questions, you know, you can put them in the comments and we will send them on to Cynthia so that she can answer it if you're, you know, interested in anything specific that she's done tonight. Well,
Please.
thank you so much for taking the time to show us how to do these. We have so much talent over there and I absolutely love. In fact, Cynthia turned me on to Cajun egg rolls,
Yes,
which
we do amazing things with egg rolls. I made you a believer, didn't we?
you made me a believer. I'm like, nobody can make a Cajun egg roll, and she proved me wrong. So she's very creative over there, and you guys make sure you try it out and definitely eat a lot of tacos and a lot of Chef Lupita's stuff, and just enjoy the rest of the Hispanic Heritage Month activities. Again, we've got another LULAC council that's going to be talking. And then next week, we have Little Joe and La Familia, but it's just going to be Little Joe that's going to come and talk to us about his life. And then we also have an all Spanish poetry slam. So we have a lot more Hispanic heritage activities, and we hope that you guys will join us. Thank you again for visiting us, and thank you again for
everybody watching us, and we will see you next time. But tune in because we've got a little bit more to say in our live stream before we go. So thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. So thank you so much for sharing the cooking demonstrations with Chef Lupita and with Cynthia Goodwin of Great Western Dining. We we're very grateful for the cooking demonstrations. Make sure that you guys tune in next Tuesday. We're going to have Little Joe and La Familia, but just Little Joe. And we're going to be talking to him about his book and his music and lots of fun information. We also have the Spanish Poetry Slam, which is on Wednesday. And it's not part of our Hispanic Heritage Month, but next Monday, if you come into the library at noon, we will be starting our banned book week, and we will have a librarian, Regina Beach Burton, who will be talking about specific banned books, and we will have tables of banned books with reasons why they were challenged or banned. So make sure you do that. That will be in person next Monday. All right, everybody have an awesome day, and we will see you back next Monday in person and Tuesday back on its virtual event. You guys, thank you so much for watching. And Lee, just go ahead and take us out. Thank you, Lee. Bye, guys.